Hey everybody, today we are going to be talking about gratitude. I mean, in the spirit of Thanksgiving this week, I just always think that it's so pertinent just to come back to talking about gratitude and how it really changes us both psychologically, mentally, energetically, not to mention financially. So I am just, while people are going to be jumping on here, I just want to go over here and I'm going to share this into a couple of my groups. Mm-hmm. Share to a group. And yeah, those are the two that I want to make sure get out there. And I also want to share it to my personal page. Mm-hmm. So let's see. As you guys are jumping on, love to know where you are watching from and also what are you grateful for today? Grateful for this month, this year. Hi, Talene. Thank you for joining. I hope it's warmer down there than it is up here right now. And, like gratitude literally is everything. Of course, I probably say that a lot, don't I? Because I've got all these things that I really think like I will say like this is everything, but it's just that it's so damn important. So as you're like jumping on, what are you grateful for today? What are you grateful for this month? If anybody who's watching overseas, this is Thanksgiving week here in the U.S., and it's just, lots of talk like on gratitude and like what we're thankful for. And I'm super curious, do you think there's a difference between gratitude and thankfulness? What do you think? This is something that I've been kind of like pondering and thinking about and journaling about. Is there a difference between gratitude and thankfulness? Are they two very different things, or are they actually one and of the same? So I want to share with you today a little bit about my journey with gratitude and how I've seen it impact, not just me personally, but also like my business bottom line. So that's really why I wanted to make sure that this was something that I was talking about. So a couple of years ago, I don't know if you've, give me a thumbs up if you've ever heard of the 5-minute journal, whether you actually have the actual journal or there actually is, go figure, an app for your phone. So a couple of years ago, I actually started using the app on my phone. And part of the reason why I liked it was because you could include a picture. And the questions are, like what are 3 things that you're grateful for? And then like in the evening, it will prompt you again, just talking about like what are 3 things that are you grateful for that day? Just a way just to reevaluate the day. Let me just take a peek. And one of the things I really liked about it, I started writing them down in my journal, so I stopped using the app. So now it's like I'm looking for the app. One of the things that I really liked about the app was that I could take a picture that sort of represented the day. And so, being up here in the Northeast, if it was snowing or if it was cold, I typically would sort of take a picture of whatever like was going on with the weather. So let me just pick one of these. So it opens up with, like, I am grateful for, and you fill in like those 3 things. What will I do today? What will I do to make today great? And 3 things. And my daily affirmation is I am fill in the blank. And then at the end of the day, 3 amazing things that happened today, and how could I have made today even better? So again, like all about like, what are you grateful for? like what was wonderful today, because I really do believe that what we focus on expands. If you are constantly focusing on all the bad things that are happening to you, then it's like that's all you see are bad things. And these are the sort of people like, yeah, but like this happened, this wonderful thing happened, like you got promoted, you got a new job, you attracted a new client, and those things like, oh yeah, but these other things like I got a speeding ticket, I got into a car accident, flat tire, I have no idea why I've got this little car thing going on, but it's like whatever you're focusing on is going to expand. So I just want to like read what Talene says over here. I believe that my life changed by acknowledging gratitude in my life. Exactly. And that's exactly what happened to me, Talene. Trying to get my iPad on here. A couple of years ago when I started doing the 5-minute journal and just like, what am I grateful for? And I just noticed just by doing that, I mean, like, what does that take? It takes maybe 60 seconds to write down a few things that you're grateful for. I just noticed that I was happier. I was just like, wow, I am just a happier person now. It didn't matter that it was freezing cold outside. It didn't matter that there was a blizzard. It didn't matter that whatever was like on my list of things to do, like go to the dentist. Those of you who know, like I'm not crazy about going to the dentist. That's all there is to it. But I am grateful that I have a lovely technician who I typically see when I'm there. But like just being grateful and focusing on the things that I am grateful for, just a much happier person. So what happens when you are happier? You've got this different energy about yourself. So, and when you have this different energy about yourself, you really do attract more wonderful things, like more recruits, more new clients, more great opportunities. I mean, there's something about your wonderful attitude, your wonderful energy, and people like, I want what she has. I want that. Like, how do I get more of that? So let me know, like, have you experienced that? Like when you are being grateful and you're feeling happier, that you're attracting more wonderful things into your life? I'll give you guys like a moment to like answer that. And if you're watching on the replay, please just like type in replay and let me know, like, what are you grateful for today? What are you grateful for this week? There's just like, I just think like there's so much to be grateful for. And I just can't imagine. I mean, like being able to like, thank you, Facebook Live. Well, I know I'm going to say like, thank you, eCam, because that's what I use. Thank you, like that we're able to do stuff like this now. I am like so grateful for every single one of my clients that I love working with them. I love seeing their progress. I love it when they shoot me little direct messages or they send me emails that say, oh my God, you're not going to believe like all of these wonderful things. Like this just happened. I closed like 15% of the room. I recently had one of my clients who said to me, like, been trying to, like, he'd been calling on a company for 3 years, and the company owner, like, just never called him back. He spoke at an industry meeting. The guy was in the audience, and I'm convinced he showed up because my client was speaking, stepped off the stage and said, I want what you're selling. Imagine that, that just like, oh my God, that makes me so freaking happy that my clients are getting such amazing results, that they are progressing so nicely. That just makes me so grateful that they have come into my life. They've come into, and hired me. And just like, think of all the people that they're impacting. I mean, like this gratitude thing, it is just like a domino effect. The people, like, I am so happy. I'm happy for my beautiful home. I'm happy for the view that I have, that, it's winter here, so it's getting nice and I'm so grateful for my very warm pellet stove. I'm And that just makes me a happier person. And happier people just attract more happy things. And the things that do go wrong, because let's face it, we're all human. Things happen. Things go wrong. There are blips, of course, every single, like, maybe not every single day, but they do happen. But guess what? When you're so focused on gratitude, it's just like when the blip does happen, it's like, oh well, like this is like no big deal in the grand scheme of things, because again, what I focus on expands. So I'm not focused on looking at all the negative things. I'm more focused on the positive things. I'm more focused on the things that I'm like, wow, I'm just like so grateful for XYZ. So it dramatically changed my life, both from the neck up, because I feel like I'm just like a much happier person, but it also showed up like in my bottom line in my business. So, I mean, like I just ended up like, because I was focused on wonderful clients and hear all the things that I'm grateful for. And I swear like the universe just says, hey, she's grateful for all these wonderful things. Let's send her some more wonderful things. It's almost like, it's like being in a relationship. Like, why would I be in a relationship and be like, well, I'll only be happy like once this XYZ happens in our relationship. Well, the other person that you're in the relationship with is just like, why would we even get to that point? Because it just like, you're putting up that wall and here's the criteria in order to be happy. Like, why can't you just be happy with what we already do currently have? So that's sort of like how it's changed me. And I do highly recommend the 5-minute journal. Now, another thing, about being grateful is that negative and positive thoughts, you can't possibly be in the same place, meaning your brain, at the same time. You can't be thinking and feeling, okay, positive and negative thoughts. Like you can't be happy and depressed at the same time. It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. Let's see, like Talene says, I was able to cut loose from toxic surrounding me in life that I felt like was holding me back. Isn't that amazing how just being able to get rid of those toxic relationships, because that stuff does hold you back. And then it just like, it sort of oozes its way into all other areas of your life as well. So remember, the positive and the negative feelings, you can't have them at the same time. So you get to decide, do I want to be focusing on the negative or do I want to be focusing on the positive? Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? And I'm the sort of person that I want to believe like, this glass is half full. I'm pretty glad with what I do have. So when things do go bad, it's just like, that's the way that you can like quickly turn yourself around. All right, what am I grateful for? Now, I'll admit, like when we're having a bad day, sometimes doing this stuff is not super easy. Somebody doesn't show up for a sales call. It's easy to go into the negative tailspin, but hey, I now like, what can I be grateful for? Well, I've got 45 minutes. I can write some really great content right now. So I'm not going to worry that like I'm going to follow up with this person and give them another opportunity, because you never know what's happening on the other end. Like I always say to you guys, don't compare your backstage to somebody's front stage. And that also means making an assumption about a lot of things. Why they didn't get on the call with you. You have no idea. They might have just been scared. Like, oh my God, she might ask me some tough questions. Or, maybe their child got sick. They got stuck in traffic and didn't have the means to get a message to you. There's lots of reasons why things happen. So we just have to stop, quit focusing on the negative and quickly let me figure out, let me turn my mental up here, because this is your main job. I have to work on up here. How do I change things around? Stop focusing on the negative, and how do I start focusing on the positive? So one of the things that I did notice is when you're grateful, it leads to more positive energy. That positive energy obviously makes us happy. And that happiness is you get more of what you want. you get more wonderful things in your life. And so it's just this wonderful positive circle. But again, the same thing can happen if you focus on the negative. You're going to be miserable, and that's all you see are the miserable things that are happening in your life, and you just keep getting more of those miserable things, miserable thoughts. So you get to decide, do I want to focus on the positive, or do I want to focus on the negative? Here's an exercise that I give a lot of my private clients, and that is what I call future gratitude. And while you're journaling, to be like, here's what you're grateful for in the future. You're grateful for a new recruit. You're grateful for this new speaking opportunity that just it happens to be local. It was a good size. I am so grateful that I got the opportunity to speak to this audience. And here's what happened during that. Well, when you do this sort of stuff, when you are future gratitude journaling exercises, what ends up happening? Again, it feels good. And when you feel good, you end up attracting more wonderful things, more wonderful clients. I mean, people want what you have. It's not always, I want the fabulous online business, and I want the 5 and 6 figure months. It's also just oh my God, wow, look at her. She's just, every time I see her, she's happy. She's easy to be around. You're doing a Facebook Live, and it's just wow, this is I am attracted to that kind of energy, and that does happen. But we have to make it a point to be grateful. My iPad keeps shutting off here. I just want to make sure I just take a peek at all of my notes. People they are looking for that feeling. They really do want to be happy. A lot of times we buy certain products. Do you think it's because of all the technically what it does? It's the feeling. We make decisions, we make emotional decisions, we justify those decisions with logic. So what can you do to be taking care of your happiness? And that's by being more grateful for the wonderful things that are in your life, or the future gratitude journaling exercise that I was just explaining. Thanks for all the hearts and the thumbs up, everybody. And it's just I love that you guys show up. I am so grateful that I have this opportunity to be able to share this information with you, because my hope is that, because I want to have a bigger impact. I want to help you have a better life, a better business, because I know that when you do, you are impacting, again, it's like that domino effect. You're impacting all the people that are around you as well. So my exercise, what I want you guys to do is to tell me what are you grateful for? Just declare it. You're going to be seeing some posts in my group, and I'm going to be I'm going to be asking you what are you grateful for this week? What's exciting? What do you notice when you're more grateful? And just share that. Declare it, with everybody. Here's what I'm grateful for. Because you're going to spark somebody else to be oh, yeah, I can be grateful for, I once heard, and I can't remember exactly who it was. It might have been Gabby Bernstein, saying, I'm grateful for my beating heart. I don't even have to tell it to beat. It just keeps beating. My lungs that take in oxygen and, oxygenate my that work in conjunction with my heart and oxygenate my entire body. I don't even have to think about that. I am so grateful for this very strong beating heart of mine. I mean, there's so many things for you to be grateful for. So anybody who says I'm not grateful, there's nothing grateful in my life. Well, do you have a beating heart? Okay, we can just start there. So I'm just a couple of announcements before we end here. But I do have an application to process for people who I would love to bring on, some guests. Last week we had Kim Davidson Jones, the L&K home organization. And that was such a fun interview, and hope that you got an opportunity to see that. If you didn't, feel free just to go over to my business page on the live videos, and you'll see the probably most likely you'll see the thumbnail that has 2 pictures, and that's Kim. But I am taking applications. I do have a number of people who've already filled it out, so you're going to start seeing some other guests here on the show, because I want I would it's me being like the speaker. I mean, Facebook Lives, I think is another form of speaking. It's another platform. And so by bringing on like other people and just like engaging in that conversation, and I want to share like how other people are leveraging the platform. So you're going to be seeing some more guests. I want to let you know that for December, we are going to be talking about 2020. I'm going to be walking you through the process. Yes, there are 5 Mondays during the month of December. And so for those 5 Mondays, I think I had to reschedule. One of my November ones is going to be December 2nd. But then after that, there are 4 weeks, and I'm going to walk you through my planning process for the next year. So I'm going to take it like bite size by bite size, so that you can start using and implementing some of the questions that I ask myself, so that you start planning for next year. So that this time next year, I want you to be like, so ecstatic about every wonderful thing that happened in your business, in your life, and because you planned on it. You just didn't take the chance, the chance on like how many clients I was going to work with, the chance to like maybe like how many recruits, like what am I promoting? What am I selling? What are some of my launches? What's some of the content? What are we going to be talking about here on Facebook Live? Like all of those things get planned. So I'm going to walk you through that entire process. If you were on my email list, then you probably got the notification yesterday and also this morning about the Black Friday specials. And it is because there are limited quantities on each of them that I have, I've sent it out to my email list first before it's going to go public. But my chances are I don't really know how public my Black Friday specials are going to go, because I'm pretty sure last year I completely sold out, and I'm sort of expecting the same thing. I'm not sure if I'll add on any others. But if you're on my email list, make sure you check your emails, because that's where the Black Friday specials are. And they do start today, because I figure like if you're on my list, one, you should always get the skinny on anything that I'm offering first. And you're on my list, you should be part of the people that, that gets the opportunity to grab one of those ridiculously priced, they're hugely discounted Black Friday specials. And I know that there's like a lot of talk out there about Black Friday specials, but I just figure like it's such a fun time of the year. And I love to, just to let you know what some of the items are. One of them is that you can get inside in demand, because like right now that my membership site, those doors are closed. You can get a copy of the program, the masterclass, Speaking for Clients masterclass. A lot of people have really enjoyed that. I mean, it's worth it just for the templates that I use to send out to meeting planners to get booked, because they work for your cold and warm market. There's a 90-minute, ridiculously priced 90-minute intensive. And also I have some spilling the beans here. There is a 4-month coaching program that is the price of 3 months. So that is a huge, huge deal. So, and again, that's on my email list. But again, let's, in the spirit of Thanksgiving here in the United States, let's all be grateful and thankful, and everybody have a wonderful week. Enjoy the holiday with family and friends. And you can be sure that I will be eating pumpkin pie, because that is my favorite.